battling addiction, and we are asking ourselves, how can we be, even as believers, because so many of us are also battling addiction, how can we be able to overcome the same? And thank you to so many of you who have engaged with us on this topic. And sampling one by Frank K. Samuel, who says, it's by accepting and sharing. The enemy separate those in addiction and keep them very far away so that they don't share with anyone. It's very powerful when your burden is taken by your brothers. The challenge is, who do I tell? Because nowadays is tell a friend to tell a friend. And from there, you are limited, even in service to God. This is Hope at Dawn right here at Hope TV, and continue engaging with us across all our social media platforms. Hope TV Kenya. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube as well, and so you can utilize the comment section as well. 0708 222 323. That is the number also that you can use in as far as getting in touch with us is concerned. Allow us to welcome our guests. The battle of addiction is our topic, and David Ngugi, the counseling psychologist, is our guest. Karibu sana Bwana David, and it's good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Karibu sana. And it's a very important topic that we are discussing this morning. There are so many, again, addictions that people are grappling with. But before we even get into that, allow us to get to know you some more. A brief introduction of yourself.
Hello, thank you very much. My name is David Ngugi. I'm a very intentional parent, and the reason why I'm saying that, because what we are talking about is mostly regarding our children. I'm also a counseling psychologist, as you said, licensed for that matter, and I'm a mentor and a teacher by birth. So just to emphasize why I said intentional, I lost my wife 10 years ago, and I've been with my children. One, they'll be turning 19 and 14 this year in October. So I've been very intentional. I've been with them to date.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Very inspiring, even opening statement. I'm like, should I focus on that now?
No, right? We need a whole show.
We need a whole show for that. But I believe we will get an opportunity to get to hear that story some more in details later. But I'm looking at it and what we are talking about, battling addiction, and if you would help us get to understand, first of all, how we get into being addicted.
To give this discussion perspective, I want us to have the definition of addiction, and in simple terms, so that I can get to everybody.
Yes.
I don't want to use technical terms. The example I want to give of addiction is a disease, a disease that has symptoms, and it starts little by little, and eventually it kills. So with addiction, it starts just like a joke. We're starting to use alcohol, maybe for social reasons, and eventually you become a heavy drinker. With time, you get addicted. You lose control, and it can even lead to death. You lose families, you careers, you miss futures. So that's the definition I'd like to give of addiction.
And of course, you have mentioned partly about something like alcohol, because actually when we hear the word addiction, what we think about is drugs and alcohol. But help us go deeper to the many other subtle addictions that sometimes we may overlook, but also affect our lives greatly.
So just to add on the definition so that now I get deeper. The definition of the addiction, it is to both chemical and non-chemical. Meaning chemical, we use substances that are psychoactive. Like the alcohol and coffee and other things that affect our behavior our decision making, and of course affects our moods.
Yeah.
That is the definition. So we also have other types of addictions that we rarely talk about.
Yeah.
And we talk of overworking. You find that somebody overworks, what we call workaholics. That can be an addiction. Eating, what we call the binge eating. You find that somebody is finding consolation in eating, while underneath you have a lot of things that are going on. We also have sleeping.
Oh.
Too much sleeping, gaming. Then we have betting. Like here, there is this thing called Aviator. Yeah, that is very addictive. Social media, especially the short videos. The short videos, the reels, we call them reels. They're very, very, very addictive. You find yourself scrolling from morning to evening, doing nothing, being isolated, just sitting in the house. And you're always looking for something. You see one reel, you're always looking for the next one. Because you get used to the first one, now you looking for the next one. There are others, so many others that we rarely think. Talk of sex. I don't know whether you know you can get addicted to sex. We normally have clients who come for therapy who are actually addicted to sex. So other than what we talk of chemical, we also have non-chemical, and the unusual ones are some of those that I've mentioned.
And thank you, David, even for laying that foundation for us. Let's talk to this person and even us here, because we also want to know some of these things and get the right information. Help us get the difference, because you will hear people, they're saying there's this habit. So there's the difference between a habit, coping mechanism, and then now we are now talking about a full-blown addiction.
For a normal person, it's very difficult to differentiate between a habit and a coping mechanism. Because a coping mechanism you see as if it's a habit. Something, because a habit is something you do repeatedly and in a certain pattern. So it's very difficult to tell unless you are professional. But now, when you put it side by side, you'll be able to tell a full-blown addiction. Because you see, like somebody who has been consistent coming to work is coming late, absenting himself. If he's a student, missing classes, untidy, and always become cheeky, dishonest, lies consistently, manipulative, you'll be able to know that this person is addicted. And you also see isolation and so many other things that you'll note that this person is not okay.
Wow. And now for the person who probably started on something that is harmless, how can they discern that they need to put boundaries? What are those telltale signs that a person who is going through the motions of a habit that could potentially become an addiction, how can they tell and how can they guard themselves from that?
Okay, I'll go back a little bit and add something. That when you're talking about addiction, we say that it is a disease that has symptoms and it progresses slowly by slowly. So when it is starting, nobody notices. And with any addiction, we normally start, especially with substances, talk of alcohol and other things, let's say banging. For a normal person, or young people, they normally start as a result of peer pressure, or somebody just want to explore, just curious to know what happens. How does somebody feel when you take a certain substance? Just like a joke, and then you continue using, and with time, your body gets used such that you're not getting enough of the same thing. So if it's a drug, the same thing used to take, less is a bottle. Now one cannot be enough. You have now to get into binge drinking.
Yeah.
That's such that nasikianga watu wanakanyanga crate. Yeah? Yani mtu anakunywa the whole night. One crate akiwa peke yake ama mkiwa wawili. So inamaanisha you get used such that you keep on continuing to increase the quantity. And with time, before you know it, you're already there. Now fighting the same thing that started as a joke. Betting, for example. Most of the people start just like that. It's a hobby. Yeah, it's something to pass time. It is addictive. Remember, addiction, whether chemical or non-chemical, affects the same part of the brain. So meaning the addiction is the same, whether for chemical or non-chemical. So something that seemed harmless at the beginning will eventually become harmful because it's going to affect your families, going to affect your finances, and also your future. Because like if you start the aviator thing, it's a game, and you win, you lose. You win, you lose. Before you know it, you're in debt. I can't borrow you, borrow my sister, borrow somebody else, and spend all my salary on betting. Meaning I will not be able to pay my bills. And nitakosana na kila mtu. And then I have to lie, to start lying. Because I owe you, I owe so many people, and I don't have the money. So I have to keep on promising or lying so that to give you hope. And you know, the moment you start lying, now it becomes a habit. If you keep on lying, Tena, it becomes a lifestyle. So, and also they are very manipulative. They like come, sweet talk you, give you, you give them some money, and so that they can get some money to buy the drugs. So I would say that if you don't want to eat the fruits of whatever you're planting, please don't go ahead and plant the seed.
And talking of the same, because I think it's related to the same and the times that we are living in, the modern world that we are living in, modern times even. And I know you have interacted with all sorts of people. Why is it now a common thing that addiction is affecting people across all age groups? You know, from teenagers, middle-aged, to even the old. Why is that the case?
Thank you for the question. We normally have this myth that addiction is for some certain type of people. And you say because you are educated, because you are priest, because you are a teacher, that it's only for certain people. And then you think of it's only a certain type of drug. They call it the street kind of drug that is addictive. Those myths are very misleading. I want to state here that when it comes to addiction, it does not discriminate. It does not. We normally have even medical doctors coming for therapy, sinking into depression and also into addiction, such that you find a whole doctor manipulating the mother to give him just 200 shillings to just sneak, go and take they call it pima for 40 bucks. So you can imagine a professor leaving his teaching career to be on the streets. And such a pity. So it does not discriminate. It goes to all races, ages, social classes, educational background. It does not matter. And it will bring you down. So we should avoid it.
Wow. And now when we look at technology, social media, gaming and all these things, how would you say it has changed the landscape of addiction over the years?
Okay, for one, I want to say that with the digital, We've just upgraded the type of addiction. Because previously we used to have mostly the chemical type of addictions. We'll have alcohol, we'll have alcohol, we'll have cigarettes, we'll have bangi, we have miraa and the like. But with the technology, we're having things like vape, the electronic cigarettes, pens, and the like, such that you are not even able to know whether somebody is having sniffing a drug or not. So the technology has advanced the kind of addiction that we are facing. Also, the media addiction itself, because we are introduced another artificial kind of dopamine that is in social media, like the way I talked about Reels. You see somebody waking up in the morning from 6, just doing nothing else, just scrolling, wasting time. And in the process, we are bringing up very lazy children, isolated, meaning the stresses are increasing. And the more the children are isolated, the more they get, they are likely to get addicted. Also mental illnesses, the mental illnesses increases chances of addiction. So all this has been brought by the technology. So to upgrade the deal, it has actually more than doubled the types of addictions.
I have listened to some people, and I believe also you have heard the same, that addiction is simply lack of self-control. Siwache hii kitu, ulianza so acha tu. So it's actually a lack of self-control. Now, help us from a psychological perspective. How accurate is that?
I want to say that is not accurate at all. While you may say that, or we may judge, we say that it is not, okay, those people lack self-control. But I want to say this, that when people are starting this thing, they normally have control. Because like those people who do what you call social drinking, they're just there talking and then having a drink or two. So they're just doing their own things. So, and in the process, your body gets used. So in the process, your chemical makeup in the brain changes. So it means your will is overtaken. So you no longer have the will. Now you become compulsive, such that you cannot even pass a kiosk that sells alcohol. You just find yourself there. But previously you started very innocently. So it's no lack of control. No. It is just something that find them as they are continuing. So because I can say maybe we don't get the reality of addictions. We just take things for granted. You say it's just for social drinking. I'm just testing. I'm just trying. But in the process, you get yourself into the mud. And getting out, it's not that easy. Because it's very, 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 very expensive. Because if you look at rehabilitation center, to get somebody there for 3 months is not a cheap task. Very expensive. And it puts the entire family on hostage. So one person get addicted, the entire family
is affected.
In terms of finances, marriages, relationships. A lot of things are happening.
So we need, again, what you said in terms of intentional parenting. That's one. So taking care of our kids and being present in their lives, being involved in their lives, in as far as you are able, at a very early stage, should I call it that, notice that there is something that is off
Yes.
with my daughter, with my son,
Yes.
Yeah.
or even your spouse or your sibling, because the ripple effect, if it spirals out of control,
Yeah.
is what you have said in terms of there's loss of relationship,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and also in terms of the cost implication if you go the rehab path
Yes.
is
Very
on another level. And
expensive.
I have seen some within my community, they were taken for rehab.
Yes.
But once they are out, a month later, they slide back.
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
Going back, we call it a relapse.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the relapse, I want to add on to what you said.
Yeah.
Being intentional.
Yes.
I see people blame people who are addicted or struggling with addiction. It's like, I like giving this example of this man who waits for the rain to pour for 1 hour or so,
Yeah.
while comfortably shielding in his house. While the water flows down to the river, then you start running down to the river to fetch it. You see, that looks absurd. But unfortunately, this is what we are doing. We wait when when it's too late. That's when we are reacting instead of responding. And I want to tell you today, most of us in counseling rooms know what we face. Every addiction, it's a behavior and it's a communication. So it's telling us that something is wrong. And these addictions that you are seeing are a communication that our homes are not right. Things are not working okay. So because this violence and addiction that you are seeing, they are made at home, not at school. So we are only seeing them. We are only seeing the symptom, the sign, and the aftermath. But this is like full-blown disease.
Yeah.
So it has been cooking, it has been spreading down there quietly in our living rooms. That's what has been happening. Because most of these people, one, are not able to regulate their own emotions. I think when you get time next time, we talk about emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Most of the people don't have it.
No.
Especially as the millennials and the others and the Gen X. We were taught to bottle our emotions. So don't talk about it. So in the process, after bottling your emotions, your anger and everything, you are either going to use something so that you can numb yourself, or it will be seen through outburst, through fighting, that's what we see.
Yeah.
If, for example, we as parents, we don't know how to regulate our own emotions. We show our children that we fight to square things out, so they'll copy this. Or if we show them that we only solve this through drinking, they'll do it. And our children are very good at doing it. I always say that our children always hear through the eyes. You see, that's paradoxical. They hear through the eyes. So meaning as you do things, they don't hear what you're telling them, they see what you're doing. So we have been modeling this. And now we started reacting when it is too late. So it is good to be intentional, start at the grassroots.
Yes.
Let us be there for our children, mentor them, model emotional regulations. And also, for these drugs, we need to stop them. Because if parents are using drugs, especially alcohol, then how do you expect your children to just be saints, not use alcohol? And you can be assured, if you're using a drug of any type, bangi, miraa, alcohol, or anything, be assured it's a seed you're planting, and in due course, you get a tree full of fruits, and you'll eat what you planted. So if you don't want to eat those fruits, please don't plant the seed. And this is what the children do when they come for therapy. The parents come pointing fingers at the children. That you did this, you are very mannerless. They even go ahead and beat the children in front of teachers, especially when the children are suspended or expelled. So trying to kind of transfer the problems from home to school. While all these things have been happening, and you ask the parent, do you use alcohol? Yes. Do you come home drunk? Yes. Do you carry the alcohol with you to your house? Yes. And then what do you expect? So it means that's what you've been modeling, and that's what you're getting. And the children will do what you call, in CBC, they say build expectation. Build expectations. You did maybe below, they are now doing
beyond.
Above expectations. Because if you're taking alcohol, they'll be taking alcohol, they'll be taking vape, they'll be taking cannabis, and what they are calling coke for cocaine.
Oh my.
And do other things. They also get into homosexuality to get the same. And you come complaining while you're the problem. So this thing, for it to be addressed, we have to go to the root. And the root is, when I'm doing counseling in my room, for the first session I have to have the parent. And I will not start, especially if I have a student. And the student has been sent for abusing or using alcohol or any other substance. The first session I have to have a parent. And the last one. First one, so that I'm able to understand this child well, and also the background of the parent. The last one, so that we can provide support system together, because it's like a three-wheel solution. It has to have the counselor, the child, and others. That is the parent, the teachers, and everybody else. And if one is missing, then nothing works. Now back to your question, why people relapse. You see, this is a disease. It means if somebody goes back to the habit, to the drinking, to the addiction, something missed along the way. But we must ask ourselves, how do people go for get addicted, and then if they are going for rehabilitation, how do they go there? Most of the people go to rehabilitation centers through voluntary ways. Others are forced, either by law or if it's a student, you are forced by authorities to go there, and or by the parents. Also, if it's an adult, some of them use very orthodox means, because unaletewa kilori ya polisi hapo, narushwa huko ndani, unapelekwa rehabilitation center. So for such a person, ukipelekwa rehabilitation center, because of the anger and the resentment, utaamua tu ikitu goja tu niende rehabilitation center kwa sababu ya nimefosiwa. But after umetoka huku, you swear, mimi so nitaonyesha watu. So mimi nitarudi tu mahali resentment. The other thing ni lack of structures. Because this person, this is a habit. Amezoea. Na ni something that has been building over years. So it's not something you can just completely do away with within a very short time. So you need to replace it with something else that this person will be doing. Remember, the addiction has been giving an external source of dopamine. You need to give this person an internal source of dopamine to counter that. So if that lacks, it means the person relapse because the cravings will still be there. The other thing ni family members and the environment, because for drugs they affect families, finances and future. And if the family that is affected is enabling, it means that the person will not change. Because the environment remains, if the environment remains unchanged and you continue giving the person finances or entertaining the ways of the person, you're not going anywhere. So if as a family we are supposed to put boundaries, very healthy boundaries, and we don't need to be Jesus to die for the person. The person is addicted, but we need to learn how to let the person, we let the person free. We allow the person to grow and let Jesus do his work. We do his work. And also so that you don't hold the entire family hostage. So if you continue like rescuing the person, you are not helping the person and you are not allowing for growth. And if you are not putting the boundaries, like not entertaining, you are not allowed to take these things in my house. And my money is not for the drugs. If I give you money, it's for food strictly. And if you don't use the money for the purposes for which I've given you, tomorrow I'm not giving you. So the family enabling is one of the reasons why people lack of structures and lack of human connectivity. So because human connectivity will give what you call accountability. This person will be accountable to another person. If you lack accountability, meaning ni wewe tu unatumia your own benchmarking. So inamaanisha utarudi pale pale. Tena in human connectivity, you see other people that live drug-free lives. So it means you see so-and-so is doing well, does not use drugs, so-and-so is doing very well, does not use drugs. Then you can want to be like them. But if hawako, then you just go back. So those are some of the things that make people relapse.
Wow. That's really good and insightful. And I would love for us to just take a short break, even as we sample feedback from our viewers. We asked, how can a Christian overcome addiction? And we see you guys have really sent in a lot of feedback. So when we come back, we'll be sampling some of that, some of the questions you've also shared with us. We'll be addressing them as well. But meanwhile, please do share this link with a friend or somebody you believe will benefit greatly from what we are discussing today on Relationship Resonance. The topic is battling addiction. See you shortly.
There's a world out there searching for hope, and you can help bring it home. By becoming a friend of Hope, you're helping us share the love of Jesus through Hope FM and Hope TV. With a donation of any amount, join hands with us to bring hope and point souls to the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Become a friend of Hope today by making your donation through the M-Pesa paybill number 933933, account FOH. For more information on how to become a friend of Hope, call 0116-212-723 or email customerexperience@hopefm.org or visit www.hopemediakenya.org. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
There's nothing we look forward to more than meeting you in person. And we found the perfect place for the date. Are you ready? Join the Hope Media team on Sunday, 14th June 2026 for an exciting Rafikim So Church visit at Sitam Roy Sambu, filled with fellowship and unforgettable moments with the presenters you love listening to every day. Come meet the team, connect with fellow friends of Hope, and don't forget to stop by the Hope Media tent. See you at Sitam Roy Sambu on Sunday, 14th June 2026. For more details, reach us at customer experience at hopefm.org or call 0709 861180. Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Are you ready to be inspired and empowered in your daily walk with God?
Loving people doesn't mean that you don't confront sin. The Bible says, speak the truth in love. And nowhere does it say that we should not judge sin. We can't judge people because we don't know their heart, but we are obligated to judge sin. And that's something that we have stopped doing. The Bible teaches us that God wants us to live courageously, that He wants us to be bold and strong in Him, and to not really cower from anything, but to know that He is always with us. And because God is with us, we can face and deal with anything that we need to face and deal with in our lives.
Join us every weekday morning for the Joyce Meyer Show on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Hello there, my name is Beatrice Ngugi, a host on Hope at Dawn with George Gishuru. Thank you so very much for your support and your loyal viewership. How is the signal in your area? We would love to know. Please do scan the QR code that you see on your screen so that we can know how to serve you better. Thank you so very much for some of the comments and also the questions that you are sending in. There is one here, Janet Molo, who is saying, I have an addiction problem, but it's too much. I can't control myself. So we are looking at some of the frustrations that people actually are going through, and these are Christians, but then they are battling heavily. And there is something, you know, we have mentioned while on break about the betting, which I think is a big thing, especially right now, because now that one is cutting across whether somebody is young or the old, and most of the time it ends up in even becoming suicidal at the end of it all. Take us through why it is so tempting even to engage in this betting, and how does the betting sites per se attract people to the point of hooking them towards an addiction?
Thank you. Betting, like just any other addiction, they use the reward system, whereby you, like tasting honey. The moment you taste honey, you feel that sweet, then you are tempted to taste it again. And the process continues. The cycle continues. So now with any addiction, that's how it starts. You try something, you get the reward, then you kind of rehearse. You are told to go back. Test again, then you are given the reward. So that cycle, that's how it goes. With betting, especially the aviator, because I've had so many cases about this kandege. I had a certain madam talking about ni kandege, kale kandege niko kanafanya nitake kujiua. Namuuliza kandege gani? Kandege. Namuuliza kavita yako kanafanya watu watake kujiua. What lures people into that thing is the kind of reward, because they have seen people win, of which I don't think is the true. It's kind of a distortion that everybody is winning. Or unatumia pesa kidogo, you get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then there is jackpot. Not jackpot, it's called jackpot.
Yeah.
Jackpot, yes. You find that maybe the amount is so huge, but it's only one by one person. So you find that everybody is working so hard to get there.
Be that one
So
person.
you can imagine how many times has the person got to try that, like so many times. So you keep on trying, you fail, you try again, or you get you put in 2,000, you get 5,000. You put the 5,000, you lose. You try again, you get 20,000, and the process continues. So you keep on getting the reward, and in the process, you continue getting addicted, because the more you get, the more it does not make sense. So you always want more. So if you get 50,000, you want to get 100,000. If you get 100,000, now the 50,000, the 100,000 is no longer enough.
Yeah.
Your brain yearns for more, for the 1 million or the 10 million jackpot. So in the process, you get very, very, very addicted. And the dangerous thing about this betting is that after you exhaust your finances, you start borrowing from people. And you can imagine, like borrowing like 20, 30, 40, or even 100 times your income. Where are you going to get that money? You have a family to feed, you have bills to pay. Where are you going to get that? It is very frustrating. And after you've messed up, people feel guilty. And unfortunately, it's men who get addicted to these things.
Yeah.
A few women, but if I have to give it a scale, maybe 1 to 10, I'll say 2 out of 10 women, 8 men.
Yeah.
So men are at a very high risk.
Is there an explanation for that?
Or is it tied to football also
yeah.
somehow? There is
Okay, I've not been able to establish the reason.
Yeah.
Because nowadays even women are fans of football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but generally I think it has been a gender thing. But now it's becoming also a female thing. Yeah.
that's
What
interesting.
to help us in terms of some of the signals, should I call them warning signals, that are there to show that someone is about to slide now into addictions? Because it does, as you have mentioned earlier, it doesn't just happen. So what are some of the warning signs that we should be looking out for to know that this one is headed to full-blown addiction?
Great. We talked about habits. So somebody normally wakes up, goes to work, in the evening comes back, and on time. But then, after some time, you notice something unusual. And that one makes you wonder, is something okay? Then the same thing repeats itself. Somebody who was coming at home at 10 every day, or let's talk about 6. The same person start coming at 10, and drunk for that matter. This person used to be very tidy. It's no longer tidy. The other thing, or the most obvious thing, is isolation. This person does not want anything to do with people. Anataka tu kukaa tu kivyake. In most cases utapata something is not right. Because somebody is already stressed up, somebody is already exhausted, somebody is already hurting, and somebody is not sleeping, so things are not okay. And from the physiological point of view, you notice, even the eyes will tell you Like somebody who's been drinking and is completely addicted.
Yeah.
You see red eyes. And then you find that somebody cannot operate without going for lock. Yeah. For somebody to be able to function, has to wake up in the morning and take something so that they can be able to work. So these are some of the things that we can notice.
Yeah.
However, it is not like a fit at all. I think it depends on an individual,
Yeah.
each pattern. So for somebody who is alcoholic, you notice now somebody is even carrying work home, such that akiingia tu kwa nyumba, laptop inawekelewa kwa meza. So you notice that this somebody is not okay. He's addicted to, and it's like he's masking from something. It's a coping mechanism. Somebody is going through stress, but now using work as a coping mechanism. And in the process, it has gotten into addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And I would love also to bring in the question of faith, because I think it plays a very big and important role when it comes to battling addictions and also overcoming addiction.
Yes.
We got some comments like from Patrick Mwangi, who is saying, surrendering to Christ, our own willpower cannot break the chains of addiction. Please talk about it and the place of faith.
Great. Thank you for the question, Beatrice. All those answers are very valid, very valid. But I want to bring it into perspective from a psychological point of view. That the way I see you, George, you are not just a physical person. You have so many aspects, including spiritual, including social, occupational, what you are doing now, psychological, all those are part of you. And when you're talking about spiritual, it is just one aspect. And all these aspects have to work in a balance. Because if one is not working, the rest will not work.
Yes.
So it means that if, for example, you are eating, for you to be healthy, you need to eat a balanced diet. You need to eat greens, you need to take enough water, you need to have minerals and the sunlight and everything so that you can be a healthy person. So similarly, for you to be very healthy, you need to be spiritually fed. The way you normally feed your body, you need to feed your spiritual person the same thing. And I want to clarify, people think religion is spirituality. I think hapo lazima tuangalie, because doing the religious things like going to church, unafikiria that you are feeding yes, you are feeding, but if yours is just to go to church just to fulfill that, then unajua hapa kuna kitu. You must have a connection with your creator. That connection. This is the reason. The spiritual aspect gives hope. Hope to the person. That even when everything is gone, even when you are at your lowest, there's somebody more powerful, somebody who is able to hold your hand, and somebody you can confide in, and somebody who cannot let you down. So you can imagine if you don't have this, it means you are hopeless. And I want to put it to you, George and Beatrice, that most of those people who commit or who die by suicide, they are normally numb, meaning they don't think anybody can help them. They have reached their end, and then they are hopeless. So they don't think anybody can help them. So the spiritual aspect is very, very important, especially when we are getting into through the daily challenges of life.
Yeah.
When you are financially down, when you have relationship issues, when you are alone, when you are very down, if your spiritual person is empty,
Yeah.
that cup is empty. You cannot pour anything. Because can you pour something out of an empty cup?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So it is good to do what you need to do to connect with your Creator. Be it meditation, prayers, reading scriptures, or whichever Holy Bible you read. That one will help so that you can connect, and prayers help.
Yeah.
Yeah, to connect.
We have less than 2 minutes to wrap up our conversation. But
Yes.
there's an aspect that has been brought by your friend,
Yes.
Godfrey Musembi,
Yes.
who says it's a great choice of subject, especially at a time when many people are silently battling addictions and other struggles that remain unknown to those around them.
Yes.
Kindly ask David to take us through the structures he mentioned regarding addiction eradication. I believe many listeners would greatly benefit from a deeper understanding of these practical frameworks and how they can be applied in overcoming addiction. So in those 2 minutes, if you could help us with those structures that can help us in, and those who are in the process of addiction eradication.
Yeah. So I say that it is normally a gap.
Yes.
That is there. So for somebody not to relapse, you need to have a structure. And this structure is meant to do what? To fill the gap.
Yes.
Which gap? The human gap. So people need connection. So we need each other.
Yes.
So, and if we need each other, it means we need confidence, such that if I have something that is a burden to me, I share with somebody else.
Yeah.
The other thing, I need to have occupation. I need to have something working. I also need love. I need an accountability partner. Because if I'm just doing things without somebody, without being accountable to somebody, it means I'll only use my own standard and I'm likely to fail. So it is very important to have these structures in place. But there are so many other things that we can add, but simply I'll just say that.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think the final question, even as we wrap up, is there hope for the person who is watching this morning and they feel like they are caught up in this addiction? They feel like I cannot free myself from it. What word of encouragement would you have for them?
I'll say there is hope. There is hope, just like the way a dry tree can rejuvenate when it rains. We can still do that.
Yeah.
We can still sprout again. So the only thing you need to do is to acknowledge that you have a problem and you need help.
Yeah.
And then surrender yourself, ask help where you can, from people and also from God. It is possible.
Yeah.
Amen.
There is hope.
Awesome.
Amen.
There is hope. David Ngugi, thank you so very much. And thank you for the amazing job that you continue to do. As you are helping people, Asante Sana, and as you refresh them, may God also refresh you as well and your family. Asante Sana for finding time. We will still have some more conversations with you in the near future. So once we call you, be
And
available.
especially on emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We will book a date
Yes.
for that emotional intelligence conversation. Asante sana. And thank you as well for tuning in to today's episode of Hope at Dawn. It's been an amazing, amazing time. And so reach out to someone who is in addiction. Reach out if you are addicted. Don't be afraid. Reach out and you'll be assisted. Start that journey today. As David has mentioned, there is hope for you.
Yes.
And yes, it is possible for you to recover. God willing, we do this again tomorrow morning, but you will be with Beatrice. Tomorrow being a Friday, you get to meet me and my co-host Frank.
Yes.
That's tomorrow evening from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's on Men on Record. We will be on Hope FM, Hope TV, and across all our social media platforms. And tomorrow we will be hosting none other than Dr. Wahome Ngare.
Wow.
And tomorrow we'll be talking about understanding her. That is understanding your wife, understanding your girl child,
Yes.
as well as a man. That is a conversation you cannot afford to miss. So see you tomorrow evening
Yes.
on Men on Record.
Beautiful. Tomorrow morning I have Kerry Kagiri herself.
My former co-host.
It's a battle of the co-hosts.
I know, right?
Kerry Kagiri will be coming through, and we're going to be talking about, of course, the new song with Medza, Son of the Living God, and many more stories that she has for us.
Be
Niliambiwa
ready.
ni kule before show.
Be ready.
Because
I can
the
tell
energies
you.
will
Yeah. But she's a vibe. She's a vibe.
She's such a vibe.
I tell you, she's such a vibe. But
Yes.
be ready.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the levels, the energy levels. Story mingi pia.
Gotta be high.
Gotta be ready. Gotta be high.
The grace will be sufficient
I know
for
it will
me.
be a beautiful, beautiful conversation.
I believe so. So, wacha tuseme kwaheri for now. We have so much lined up for you tomorrow. My name is Beatrice Nudi. Have yourselves a good day.